Go with day 3. Mr. Wright? Yes? Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier. Phoenix, your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked. We have to find something, Phoenix. Today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. So it's going to have to be the sleeping pills. It's just when am I going to be able to present it? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it'll be that producer. Prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Or that director. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me? I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai, noob. Salmonella. I'm the director. Television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Please testify to the court about the events of that day. Phoenix. Let's start by picking this testimony apart. Powers is innocent. You know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. Doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. I was at the studio from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. Pretty sure. If nobody left their chairs, how did the producer know that the monkey head fell? The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. And according to your testimony, you were in the meeting that whole time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, you're at the studio from around 9 that morning. Is that when you always come into work? Oh no, I come in at all sorts of hours. It's the industry way. Yeah, I know all about the freaks in your industry. Still, or when I was? No? I don't know what that acronym means. For what it's worth, I was pretty busy all that day. I bet you it's that. I don't think Tell us more about that. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. In the employee area? That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing. He was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. He certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us 4. Took a lot more time than I thought it would. Why did it go on for so long? Pretty sure you've already heard about this, but WP twisted his ankle during the run-through, see? Alright, that's the limp, which of course led to me missing my lunch. I don't know what ROFS is. Falling on the floor, starving. That's pretty good. I heard that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. Who did you hear that from? What exactly did they have for lunch? T-bone steak. The assistant cooked some up. Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on it in the employee area. Everyone else, meaning that the witness did not eat with them. Why did he put everyone else in red? But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. So in the end, you didn't get to eat. Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah? Doesn't something about that seem odd to you? That he skipped lunch. Contradictory? Yeah, it does seem odd now that you mention it. Mr. Manila. What do you want? When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on the table there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. Who ate lunch there? Good call. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all. A T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer, thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. I suspected as much. So, when exactly did you eat it? We took a break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. I took a break in that meeting. That contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. What were you discussing? Steel Samurai's story in our budget. Get this, the sponsors turn to me and say, Mr. Manila, those scripts of yours are not appropriate for children. Can you believe it? Actually, I kind of can. But nobody left the table during the whole meeting? During the meeting, well, I was pretty sure no one left their chairs. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah, not a one. He's sweating so much about it, I wonder. If only I had an idea. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. I gotta sneeze. Wait a second. Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during a break? Oops. Well? Mr. Manila, what's this all about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Why is yeah, Edgeworth is laughing. Yeah, What are you doing, Edgeworth? Yeah, for what it's worth, pretty sure that's it. We took a break. But it was only 15 minutes. 15. That's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1. It's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak, if you ask me. I don't think it would even be enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin cross-examination. Right. What time exactly did you take this break? Day was from around 2:30 or so until 2:45. 30. That's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio One, killed Hammer, and come back. Guess it's possible, time-wise. It was only 15 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. What were you doing for those 15 minutes? Eating my T-bone steak. What else? There were 2 plates on that table. Oh, right. The other one was Diva's. Sorry. D. Vasquez's plate. Diva. I got it right. I don't know what the Kez. You know, Diva's Kez. I don't know. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes, that's quite a feat. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio One. Why is that? Haven't we had enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio One. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio One. Well, Mr. Wright? Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. I'm gonna think about it. Walk the path. Scene of the crime between 2:15 p.m. 4 p.m. Doesn't seem possible. I feel like the game wants me to say yes. Actually, I have to say yes. Because if he got the steak, if the break was 2:30 to 2:45, then they didn't go by the path. They went a different way. So I have to say yes. You claim someone from the trailer went to Studio One. Claim it and claim it loud. If I agree to let everyone in that trailer off the hook, then the trial is over. Mr. Powers will be found guilty for sure. The victim was murdered at 2:30, the exact time of the break in the meeting. With 15 minutes, murder is certainly a possibility. Suppose you might say that. Alright, I've got the judge thinking now. Never a dull moment with you, Mr. Wright. What's your point, Edgeworth? You've been doing your homework, haven't you? Look at the court record. Court record? Surely, you knew that from 2:15 to 4, the path between the studios was blocked. Miss Monkey's head had fallen across the path. Whoa, you're right. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Miss Monkey head barred the way. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. Somehow, I feel no desire to correct him. No counter-argument, Mr. Wright? And I'm afraid you lose this round. I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in the studio, too, on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio One. We therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence, a witness. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order. I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for a recess. Alright, I still think my point stands. You know, if he got the food at 2:30, how did he get the food at 2:30? I don't think I should have got points taken off for that. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi. Sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia, don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. Never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. People in the trailer could not have gone to Studio One. Thought there was more to it than that. But I was wrong. That's all there is. What's gonna happen to me? Kind of seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. What's up, Dante? Don't worry, Mr. Powers. You are innocent. We will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us, and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai, hero to children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. How was your League of Legends games? I wanted to play with you guys, but, you know, gotta make progress, and meeting's right. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. What League of Legends games? You were playing League of Legends earlier. I saw it. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on. Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. Ah. You're pretending they didn't happen. I got it. So you lost all of them. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness. What? Just because you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around. Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you. Nice lady. Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, I mean Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present. You were at Global Studios on the day of the incident. You got a problem with that? We let this kid with a sword in court. Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will do. I prefer bearded argument. Bearded, I want to read it. Bearded gentleman myself. A very long day. You actually think you won all of them? Oh. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. Like, we should have asked him that on the day that we were talking to him. You better make a note of that in the court record. I know we had the photo album. I guess I should have mentioned it. You know, even though the game would never do that. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the day of the incident. Wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet. and went to the studios that day. We went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kind of lost on the way, though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. He totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow. If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination, but be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Hey, Tara J. Yeah. I was like, I think that's a J. Alright, I wanted to see the Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. Really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do. I've taped every show. And I go to all the live performances. That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, duh. My dad always takes me. Poor dad. Found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. You got a computer. Well, was that day the first time you'd been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple of times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. That security lady's always yelling. Right, please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez. Went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. Off the path? Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley there? You go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. Anyhow, going for the studio. Nothing unusual happened on your way to the studio. Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio. I got kind of lost on the way, though, for about 30 minutes. Oh. There's a J? Yeah. My chat... Maybe I gotta like zoom in or something. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. And I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? When I came by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. Steel Samurai? Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? Totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy. A person. Kinda tall. Skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. It was kind of far away. It was being awfully vague. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move. Not a bit, like he was dead. Guess he's a real pro. What a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. If I had my camera with me, that would have been time for a shot, I tell you. If you had your camera? You mean you weren't carrying your camera then? No, I wasn't. Not like I have it all the time. Really? Guess seeing the killing freaked him out, and he went home. Phoenix, remember he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm. Easy for you to say. Okay. I can't look at this, right? No, I cannot. Okay, the lowercase j has the tiniest of distinguished curve. Yeah. Plus, like, the underscore kind of, like, digs into it a little bit. So it kind of just looks like a long eye. You know, the new Twitch font is kind of throws me off. I'm gonna try this. I don't like this option, but I'm gonna present the camera. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh. Was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? A digital camera, Your Honor. Kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? Well, you did have a camera. And did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. Alright. Activated the right trap card. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Feel another sneeze coming on. Is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. But why didn't you use it? He's getting to that. Relax and listen. I didn't use it because I was too busy watching the real thing. But I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course. You didn't turn away, not even once. No. Okay, then tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy, wham. So the bad guy attacked him first. Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see, and what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch, samurai chop, samurai slap. Something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? You don't have to mute the sneeze, let it happen? My sneezes are, I mean, they're not super loud or anything like that, but, you know, I play it a little safe. Let's press him harder. Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah? So what? Yet you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated that what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do he's being vague. Tell me, What kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurais fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order, order, Mr. Wright. How could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Why do I have to explain this? Yours are obnoxious. Sneezes are crazy, man. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? A great question. He couldn't watch it. He was watching something else. Actually, you're about to show this kid the killing blow? Oh. Like how her age is question marks. It doesn't say her name. What is it? Wendy Oldbag? There was something that was said. I actually don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to go with he couldn't watch it. I don't think he was watching something else. Actually, maybe I could go with that. What would be more important for this kid to be looking at than the fight scene with his favorite guy? The only thing I could think of is he's looking out for Oldbag. So he didn't get to the woods until around 2:30 or so. I can't remember everything about the Oldbag testimony. But I'm going to go with my instinct here, as well as Tara J's suggestion, and say he couldn't watch it. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch a murder taking place at his age? Just a moment, please. One thing has become quite clear in this boy's testimony. He did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched. I have to agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have another explanation? Oh, I get another opportunity. Your Honor, I have evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away from the fight? Maybe because the monkey head fell down. Go with that. Here's my proof. Proof? Can I do that again? This doesn't prove... Oh, wow. Lost your nerve, have you? Alrighty. Maybe. I can't see what... Oh. Let's go with that. I'm glad they give me multiple opportunities here. Oh, okay. Alright, life is hard. Just give me all the chances. Alright, let's go with option 2. He missed the climax of the fight because he was looking at something else. Probably. Probably? Something else? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. What could have possibly distracted this boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai, fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Right, please refrain from making baseless remarks. Alright, it has to be evidence. Guess we'll go with the camera. You do think I'm on the right track with that? You think he was fiddling with the camera? I just happened to choose the opportunity right there. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey. Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero, and not take a picture. Right. Cody? There was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight. That was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet. So you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Man, it took me like a million tries to get that. Have him testify again. Right, Mia means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, would you please tell us about your camera? And about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture, but the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened, yep. So glad there were not penalties. Me too. I'm actually really surprised that there weren't any penalties. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? Not sure. But I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. Yeah, you darn straight I'm right. Pops. Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky-haired geezer. Geezer? I'm Mr. Edgeworth, and I guess I'm the bearded gentleman. That's what I hate about grown-ups. You're all so self-conscious. Okay, off with the kid gloves. Testify, witness, testify. Yipes. Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So you did see the beginning of the fight? Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? Well, I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving strangely. So I held up my camera to take a picture. Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons. I couldn't figure it out. I tried to take a picture, I really tried. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground, and the Steel Samurai. That's all that happened, yep. That's all? Yeah, I told you, I didn't take a picture. I would have, once I got the lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Not even one. Press him hard. Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use. Cody. Listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey. Bullseye. How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow. This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. Took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. What? You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know. Why would I want to keep a picture like that? Becoming less and less cooperative. Better find a clear contradiction soon or some solid evidence. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. Okay, that's the end. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and save right here. Oh, you can go back? I didn't know you could go back? That's amazing. Oops. Oh, can't go back once you start there. Alrighty. Go ahead and throw this at him. Cody. What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow with Zam. I got 'em all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No, wait. No way. Phoenix? I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually... Yes. I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. Tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why is there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? Steel Samurai didn't win. I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way. No. It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was no reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. Order. I will have order. Witness, I mean Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. who made a kid cry. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay. You're right. Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Order. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently we have all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Can't be Hammer. We already know Hammer's the victim. The Steel Samurai is the victim. You understand what really happened? It's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer, he was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai. Order. So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run-through that morning. Thus, he obviously knew about Will Powers' foot injury. But wait, hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio One already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldbag said in her testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Well played. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio One, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange. So it was a different person inside the suit. Pops. Huh? Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yeah, a photo on my digital camera. What? Show us, quick. No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now. Here, this is it. Well, looking at this, it's still hard to say. Afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence. Sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix. Mia? What? Look at that photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence you need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please? Certainly. I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. It's the Studio 2 thing. Right there.
Take that!
Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes. Well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible. What's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in the studio, in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Studio 2!
Take that!
Here at Studio 2. I see. That would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The path was blocked. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. It said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. As you may recall, there was a trailer in Studio 2. Now on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order! Order! The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard Miss Oldbag saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole the Steel Samurai costume, and he went to Studio 2. This is madness. No, sir. This is Sparta. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim. Why would he steal a Steel Samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. Or did you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright? Not that they're so surprised. Suddenly, I'm much less confident. I think I'm right, though. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Should have saved. I was thinking about it, but I thought I'd get an opportunity, but I didn't. So there's a couple of things I could do here. I could talk about the autopsy report. The only way the costume would have been in Studio 2 would be if someone took it there. And Jack was killed by a spear. So if he was killed by the spear, the costume obviously had to be there. The other guy was sleeping. I could also present the spear because for basically the same reasons. It was there. It was the murder weapon. It wouldn't have been there if the other guy. I could also present the sleeping pills because this proves that the guy we're defending was sleeping, presumably. I mean, it doesn't say whose it is, but I'm assuming once I present it, we'll say that or something like that. The only problem is I don't like any of these. Which one is most likely to get me there? I'm thinking the samurai spear. But, let's go with the empty bottle first. This is it. An empty medicine bottle? I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent the entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes, but there is no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Fingerprint the bottle. An idea? Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well, the court will take possession of the bottle. Give it to him. Court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hackins' testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The Steel Samurai, seen by Miss Oldbag, may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2, and those in the trailer did have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth, you will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor, this trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Let's see. Very well, court is adjourned. That was a close one, this sure was. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. Really? You both seem so confident. Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Of course, we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to make our final investigation. But I promise you, we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. Okay. I was considering continuing. As you know, it's a Friday. But probably not a good idea. It's 8 o'clock. Probably take at least another hour. Because I'm guessing I'm going to have to interview the producer. That's the only person that hasn't been interviewed that was at Studio 2. And so that's probably going to take about 40 minutes to an hour. And, well, at the same time, you know what? Screw it. We're continuing. Marking it here. I don't want to forget everything that's happened over the weekend. This is one of those games where you want to remember the little details to help you out. I don't want to save.